Hey there, teachers! Welcome to a journey that could transform your teaching experience and your students' learning outcomes. We all know that every student is unique. Each one brings their own set of strengths, challenges, and aspirations to the classroom. Each kid learns differently, comes with their own story, and has their own dreams. Some might excel in group activities, while others might shine in one-on-one settings. As educators, our biggest challenge and our greatest reward is finding ways to reach each and every one of them. It's about creating an environment where every student feels valued and supported. That's where applied behavior analysis, or ABA, comes in. ABA is a science-based approach that helps us understand and influence behavior in a positive way. You might have heard of ABA, maybe in relation to autism. It's often used to support individuals with autism spectrum disorder, but its applications go far beyond that. But here's the thing, ABA isn't just about that. It's a powerful tool that can help all students learn and thrive, no matter their needs. Whether a student struggles with attention, social skills, or academic performance, ABA can offer strategies to support them. It's a powerful tool that can help all students learn and thrive, no matter their needs. By understanding the principles of ABA, we can tailor our teaching methods to meet the diverse needs of our students. It's all about understanding behavior and using that understanding to create positive learning environments. ABA helps us identify the reasons behind a student's behavior and develop strategies to encourage positive actions. Think about it like this. ABA helps us decode the why behind a student's actions. Once we understand the motivation behind a behavior, we can implement techniques to reinforce positive behaviors and reduce challenging ones. Once we get that, we can use proven strategies to encourage good behavior and tackle challenging ones. This not only improves the learning environment, but also helps students develop skills that are essential for their future. It's about setting our students up for success, both in the classroom and in life. By using ABA, we can help students achieve their full potential and prepare them for the challenges and opportunities that lie ahead. So, are you ready to explore the world of ABA and see how it can transform your teaching? Let's dive in. Together, we can create a more inclusive, supportive, and effective learning environment for all our students. Okay, let's break down ABA into bite-sized pieces. Applied behavior analysis, or ABA, is a scientific approach that helps us understand and change behavior. It's like having a toolkit that allows us to dissect and influence actions in a structured way. At its core, ABA is about observing and understanding the relationship between behavior and the environment. This means paying close attention to what happens around the behavior, what triggers it, and what follows it. It's a systematic way to look at how our surroundings and interactions shape what we do. Think of it like a puzzle. We're looking for the pieces that make a particular behavior click. Each piece of the puzzle represents a different factor that influences behavior. By putting these pieces together, we can see the bigger picture and understand why a behavior occurs. ABA focuses on three key elements: antecedent, behavior, and consequence. These are often referred to as the ABCs of behavior. Understanding these elements helps us to predict and influence future behaviors. The antecedent is what happens right before the behavior. It's like the trigger. This could be anything from a specific instruction given by a teacher to the environment the student is in. The behavior is the action itself. This is what the student does in response to the antecedent. It could be anything from raising a hand to answer a question to calling out in class. And the consequence is what happens immediately after, which can either increase or decrease the likelihood of that behavior happening again. Consequences can be positive, like praise or a reward, or negative, like a reprimand or loss of privileges. Let's say a student is constantly calling out in class. This is a common behavior that many teachers encounter. The antecedent might be boredom with the lesson. Perhaps the material isn't engaging enough, or the student doesn't feel challenged. The behavior is the calling out. This is the student's way of seeking attention or trying to engage with the lesson in their own way. The consequence might be getting attention from you, even if it's negative attention. See how it connects? The student learns that calling out gets a reaction, which reinforces the behavior. By understanding this ABC chain, we can start changing the environment or our own responses to encourage more positive behaviors. For example, we might provide more engaging materials or give the student specific times to speak. It's about being detectives of behavior and using that knowledge to create real positive change for our students. By systematically observing and analyzing behavior, we can develop strategies that promote a more conducive learning environment and help our students succeed. Now, let's talk about two biggies in ABA reinforcement and punishment. Don't worry, it's not as scary as it sounds. Reinforcement is all about increasing desired behaviors. Positive reinforcement is giving something pleasant after a desired behavior, like praising a student for raising their hand. Negative reinforcement is taking away something unpleasant after a desired behavior, like letting a student skip a chore for completing their homework early. Punishment, on the other hand, is about decreasing undesired behaviors. Positive punishment is adding something unpleasant after an undesired behavior, like giving a student extra homework for talking back. Negative punishment is taking away something pleasant after an undesired behavior, like taking away recess time for fighting. Here's the catch. ABA emphasizes using reinforcement way more than punishment. Why? Because focusing on what we want to see more of, rather than just punishing what we don't like, creates a much more positive and effective learning environment. It's about building those good habits and making learning enjoyable. Now, from theory to practice, ABA strategies for the classroom. In this section, we will delve into the practical application of applied behavior analysis, or ABA, within the classroom environment. This is where theory meets practice, and we see how these strategies can make a real difference in the educational experience of our students. All right, enough with the technical stuff. Let's get practical. We know the theories, but how do we actually implement ABA strategies in our classrooms to foster a positive learning environment and support our students' growth? How can we actually use ABA in our classrooms? What are the steps we need to take to ensure these strategies are effective and beneficial for our students? One popular ABA strategy is called prompting. Prompting is a technique used to encourage the desired response from a student by providing cues or assistance. It's like giving your students a little nudge in the right direction. This can be especially helpful when a student is learning a new skill or behavior. You can use verbal prompts like giving instructions, physical prompts like guiding a student's hand, or visual prompts like using picture cards. Each type of prompt serves to guide the student towards the desired behavior or response. Another effective strategy is shaping. Shaping is a method of teaching that involves reinforcing successive approximations of a target behavior. This involves breaking down complex behaviors into smaller, more manageable steps, and then reinforcing each step along the way. By doing this, we can help students achieve complex tasks by mastering each component step by step. Imagine teaching a child to tie their shoes. You wouldn't expect them to do it perfectly right away, right? You'd start with simpler steps, like crossing the laces, and gradually move towards the complete action. You'd break it down and celebrate each little victory. Each small success builds confidence and encourages the student to keep progressing. And then there's token economy. This is a system where students earn tokens for displaying desired behaviors. This involves giving students tokens, like stickers or points for desired behaviors, which they can later exchange for rewards. This system not only motivates students, but also helps them understand the connection between their behavior and the outcomes. It's a fun and motivating way to encourage positive changes. Students often find this system engaging and are more likely to participate actively in their learning process. Remember, the key is to find what works best for your students and your classroom. Each student is unique, and what works for one may not work for another. It's all about being flexible, adaptable, and always willing to learn and try new things. As educators, our goal is to create an inclusive and supportive learning environment where every student can thrive. By continuously assessing and adjusting our strategies, we can ensure that we are meeting the diverse needs of our students and helping them reach their full potential. Next, let's take this a step further, beyond the textbook uncommon applications of ABA. Now, here's something you might not know. ABA isn't just for kids with special needs. It can be used to address a whole range of challenges in the classroom. Think about common issues like bullying, disengagement, or even just getting students to line up quietly for lunch. ABA techniques can be incredibly effective in these situations too. For example, you could use reinforcement to encourage positive social interactions, or implement a token economy to motivate students to follow classroom rules. ABA can also be used to teach important life skills, like self-care, social skills, and even job readiness. It's about equipping our students with the tools they need to succeed in all aspects of life, not just academics. So, the next time you're facing a tough situation in your classroom, don't be afraid to think outside the box and consider how ABA principles could be applied. You might be surprised at the positive results. Okay now, is it working? Measuring success with ABA. Okay, so you've started implementing some ABA strategies in your classroom. That's amazing. But how do you know if they're actually working? Data collection is crucial in ABA. We need to track our students' progress and see if our interventions are making a difference. This could involve keeping simple charts, using apps, or even just jotting down observations in a notebook. The key is to be consistent and objective in our data collection. We're not looking for perfection, but rather for trends and patterns that can guide our teaching. If we see that a particular strategy isn't working, we can adjust it or try something else. It's all about being responsive to our students' needs. Remember, data isn't just about numbers, it's about stories. It tells the story of our students' growth and helps us celebrate their successes along the way.